and I welcome you to yet this session. And tonight, I want us to be able to handle intentional living. I know you've heard it all over, people talking about intentional living as a bridge, as a way to our significance. So I know even over the roundtables that we've been having on the program, you've been hearing so many times people talking about intentional living. So it is something that we are living with. For us to live a life that is meaningful, we have to be conscious of the decisions that we do take. So on our journey to grow, it doesn't come automatically. We have to put effort to it. We have to build discipline around our everyday life. So for us to live an intentional life, it means that we shall be deliberate. We are going to make conscious decisions repeatedly. So it comes back to our previous topic of consistency. We have to consistently show up, be regular, be available, be trusted. So when we are building, there's so many things that we want to have, our dreams, our goals, you know. It means that we have to do it repeatedly, and that calls for consistency. So it means that we shall show up no matter what, whether it rains, whether it shines, whether it's hard, you have to keep turning up. So for us to impact people's lives, for us to hold one another accountable, it means that we have to lay an agenda. So you have to be thinking ahead. When we live an intentional life, it means that we think ahead. Where do we want to be? What do we want to see? Which results are we looking up to? So if it's saving your money, then it means that you trade off. Thinking ahead is going to call us to trade off. So you cannot have your money and at the same time do the investment. You either save it at some point and then afterwards you invest, or you invest, so you cannot do all the things at a go. You have to decide that in this period, I've traded off, I've set up time to do this, and then I'll see the results later. So you cannot do the same things all the time. It means that you'll be able to be flexible. So an intentional life calls us to be very flexible because there are so many dynamics in the things that we do. Even when you're transforming people's lives, even when you're facing your career journey, even when you're walking a journey in your business, it means that there will be things that you need to change. So you have to be very conscious about the decisions that you take. Then when we live a conscious life, it calls for us to make each day count. By laying an agenda, you put up the things that you want to see. A day doesn't just come and then you're going through it. You know what you're going to do at a particular time. You know the phone calls that are important. So it calls for us to live a life with priorities. They are most important things. So we live the rule of making the first hours count. You should be able to lay priorities for us to have an intentional life. An intentional life is a life that helps us to see results so fast. So you stick on the course, you have to go ahead. You have to go overboard. Put in extra efforts, put in extra work for you to see the journey moving, And then the other thing about an intentional life, it calls for to have a heart of people. You have to love the people that you're working with, the people in your businesses, the people in your life, the people around you. They should know that you care. For example, if I show up every day on my Tuesday program, it means that I care about the people that are in my growth community. I even told them that as they will be able as we are growing together, they should be able, when I'm not available, they should be able to come on board and rerun the session. Yes, I can be online somewhere, but on the live, they are taking the session on. So it calls for us to be very flexible, love the things that we do. When you love something, it means that you be consistent. No one is going to push you, you show up, and people will know that you're available for them. So it will even enhance the kind of decisions that you make. Instead of spending a lot of time on certain decisions, you'll be able to make decisions very, very fast, and that propels us to live a life of success. So for us to live intentional, it means that everything matters around us. We don't take things for granted. And it calls for us to be able to change at least something around us. You can't stay the same and then you're saying that you're going to live an intentional life. An intentional life is you doing something with consciousness. You know the end result, that this is going to grow me, so I have to show up. The community, I'm going to need my community to work together, to work as a team, to grow with them. They are my business partners, they are my clients, So you have to make sure that you make every day count. You do something at least on a daily basis. Be sure to read something. Coach Bridget was able to tell us that because of her intentionality, she opened up a reading club, and a reading club is even open for so many people to join. So such intentional steps show that someone wants to live a progressive life. So on our journey to grow, we have to be very conscious about the decisions that we take. We have to be very flexible. We have to be deliberate, show up all the time. You don't have to choose that today is better than yesterday. You just have to keep rolling, and you don't throw in the towel. So you have to make sure that also the environment around you allows you to grow. The environment should be conducive. People should know what your aspirations are, and those are your inner circles. So for us to live an intentional life, it calls for us to live that kind of life. So I welcome you to my YouTube channel once again. Be able to like, be able to comment in the same names of Najjuma Bernah on my TikTok accounts, on my Facebook, on my Instagram. Be sure to like the content. And I also encourage you to come and join me on my Tuesday program. It's always a 1-hour session that I have, and it's online. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Bye-bye.